In this video, we're going to go over the horizontal bandsaw. First off, to raise this whole head here, all we have to do is make sure this knob is in the closed position. Do not tighten it real tight. All you need to do is tighten it till you feel a little resistance, and that's all. Do not crank on it tight. So now I can just lift it up, and it will stay in place. If I take this knob and I move it to counterclockwise some, you'll see it will start to feed down. So we're feeding through the material, we're going to be going nice and slow like you see here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in place. Alright, so now we have some guides here. So we have this guide here is movable. There's a knob up underneath here. So when you loosen it, you can actually position that so you have bigger pieces of material. Make sure you tighten it again. Do not leave it loose. As far as the vise goes, right now there's a little lever here. I can put that, if I turn it counterclockwise, I can slide the whole unit, the whole vise back and forth. If I turn it clockwise, then I use the knob over here to tighten down this stuff. So to position your part, what you'll want to do is make sure there's no chips or anything in here. Position your part. I like to loosen my the back ratchet here and put it down close, turn it clockwise, and then take the knob over here and basically I'm going to tighten it a little bit and just loosen it just enough where I can slide this out, but there's no side-to-side play. I'm going to go and move my arm closer to the part. I don't want a big gap in there. Okay, so now it's close to the part. I'm going to lower it down until it's real close to the part and stop there. Do not run into the part. So it should still be able to move. Do not hit the blade when it's not in motion. Normally there's a ruler that lives right up here. I just measure from the edge of the blade to the edge of the part to whatever number I need. So I'm going to cut a 1-inch piece. It's 1 inch right there. Tighten this down. Make sure you keep it nice and tight. Alright, so at this point, all we're going to do is turn it on and we're going to make sure that coolant is coming out of here. So our on switch is here. Give it a moment. Okay, there's the coolant. Okay, so once the coolant's flowing, you're going to turn this counterclockwise slowly until you see it start to fall. Once it engages the part, you can turn it a little bit more, but just let it go through the part nice and easily. Okay, once it cuts through, you can turn it off here, or you can just let it wait. It will eventually turn itself off. If the coolant is not running, one or two things is wrong. Over on the side here, there's a switch. You have to make sure it's in the up position for on, or the coolant may be low. So if that's in the up position and it seems like maybe the coolant's low, consult the staff and they will come by and fill this up for you. Alright, so when you're done, you're going to be loosening the vise. We can move our little quick release here, slide this over, pull out our part, and then make sure that you clean off all the chips in here. Don't leave it a bunch of chips for somebody else to have to deal with. If we have a long piece that we want to cut, we need to use this support here. So we can lay it on the back side, or even if it's a long piece this way, we might want to have it over here. And that will support it so the piece doesn't fall off. If you have to cut any angled material like this, the way you want to put this in the machine is important. So basically we don't want to have it sitting this way. Basically the general rule for the bandsaw is you need at least 3 teeth engaged in the cross section here. And I don't know whether you can see the video, but there's only like 1 tooth of engagement here. So that would have to be a really fine blade if they put it in that direction. So it's best to put it in this direction so that there's more teeth in contact with the material. Do not put it this way because it's too easy to flip over when you tighten the vise. Make sure it's kind of an A shape here when you tighten it down. That'll be nice and secure.